Hello?
You're listening to the Three Shelf Podcast, featuring Galo Villacis and Ryan Ciaffi. I'm joined with Galo.
Hi.
And Ciaffi.
How you boys doing?
Yeah, this is the second podcast. I had them choose 3 movies. We're going to discuss them. So we chose The Thing, 1982, right? Who's the one that chose that one?
I think it came to a unanimous vote because
Someone here doesn't watch black and white movies.
I really don't like black and white things. I find them boring.
You would love Psycho, I'm telling you. You would love Psycho.
I would love Psycho, but I don't know. Black and white things, just begin with like Twilight Zone. I don't know. I find it's a cool concept, but it just makes me fall asleep. But like that's like with anything black and white.
Well, speaking of Twilight Zone, we'll mention that later. It reminds me, have you seen the Twilight Zone?
I've seen some episodes. I've seen a few.
There's an episode that's just like The Thing.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, let's get into it.
12 men have just discovered something. For 100,000 years, it was buried in the snow and ice. Now it has found a place to live. Inside. Where no one can see it, or hear it, or feel it.
I know I'm human. Some of you are still human. This thing doesn't want to show itself. It wants to hide inside an imitation. It'll fight if it has to, but it's vulnerable out in the open. If it takes us over, then it has no more enemies. Nobody left to kill it. And then it's won.
You guys gonna listen to Gary? He can beat one of those things!
For me, it was just like a little bit slow for my taste. It was a slow burn. It definitely got cooler in the third act and picked things up, but within the first and second,
it was a movie. It built up to something.
It did build up to something.
Had acts or something, you know.
Yeah.
Second act.
I mean, I don't know. There's some movies where it's just from the jump, like you're already into it, and then like I felt like it had to like really build up because I don't know, movies made in the '80s,
I don't really agree with that. See, I think The Thing is the most fast-paced movie that we chose. I think The House, or just House, is the slowest-paced movie.
House.
Yeah.
How long was the
Yeah,
House?
I agree.
How long was House?
It was 88 minutes, I think.
88 minutes. Yeah. So that was the shortest movie you watched compared to
But it starts
The
off
Thing.
The slowest.
Starts off the slowest.
All right, so the opening credits, very reminiscent of the old one. If you didn't know, this was a remake. I think it's the 1950s that it came out. And we see that these like Norwegian, Swedish guys are like chasing down this dog, and we get introduced to like Kurt Russell. By the way,
No. Before we move on to Kurt Russell, let me talk about the fucking like I don't know what is he, Russian guy? His shot is so
they're
Norwegian. I don't fucking know what it is. All right, whatever. His shot is so bad. Like he tried to shoot the dog like the thing, I guess, like 20 something times through the helicopter.
They're very
and just missed every single time.
Well, Gal, I know you're not a physics guy, but he's in a helicopter, which they're like 400 feet in the air.
That's
and
true.
The dog is going like was that?
It's a small target too.
Yeah,
it's not like a.
Oh, we're bringing physics into a movie about an alien from
okay,
space
I'll
can
give him a
transform into different things.
I'll give him a pass on like the whole shooting thing, but like the moment when he has the grenade and he fucking rips it, and he just throws it at himself and then he explodes. Like what was that?
Yeah, no, I know that's some
Very-
Ryan Ciaffi
very
shit
incompetent.
right there, dude. I'd like to bring the point to Ciaffi, like when he was telling me about the Twilight Zone episode. Talk about that.
So basically, it's called The Monsters Are Due on Maple Street,
Okay.
and they're just hanging out. It's just the street, like bumfuck America, and they see this alien ship just crash down, and like, oh, that's weird. And then there's this kid who's like, oh, they're aliens because this comic tells me that aliens, take the possession of a human so they could be living among us.
Okay.
And then they start questioning each other, and all these families are arguing like, oh, you're an alien, and they end up just killing each other. And at the end, the aliens are in the back just watching it, and they're like, oh, well, let them destroy themselves, and then they leave.
Okay. Wow.
Get to the house! You're right, it's him! It isn't kids! It's Bob Weaver's house!
It isn't Bob Weaver's place. It's Don's house.
It's the Williams house! It's a kid, I tell you! It's Charlie! He's the one!
I wanted to bring up Hateful Eight. Quentin Tarantino's Hateful Eight.
Well, Kurt Russell's in that.
Yes.
Yeah.
That was pretty awesome.
There's a lot of parallels to this movie and Hateful Eight. I think that is like one of Quentin Tarantino's favorite movies, I think.
Do you feel like Quentin Tarantino did it better than
No.
The Thing? Or
I think this movie... See, you say this movie's slow-paced. I disagree. Hateful Eight is slow-paced.
Extremely.
Hateful Eight is extremely slow.
But I was comparing it to like Mean Girls and fucking House.
See, we'll talk about that. We can talk about that. I think this movie is the most fast-paced out of all of them.
Well, speaking of Tarantino, a lot of his movies, almost all of them, are inspired by something.
Exactly.
If you ever see, there's these videos. I saw this one video of all Kill Bill references, and like almost every scene is referenced by something.
Yeah.
That already came out. A lot of it's Japanese film.
Just taking a lot of inspiration. Yeah. That's pretty cool.
What do you think about the ending? Do you think that he's...
See, I don't remember the one guy's name. I know Mac, but I don't remember the one guy.
For him, I forget his name. I'm gonna look it up. You see his breath. There's nothing that comes out of his mouth.
Really?
But when you see Kurt Russell's mouth, there's
See, the thing
there's there's smoke coming out of his mouth, and people use that as evidence as like, hey, this is it. He's the Thing, and he's waiting for him to die.
But like, even if he wasn't the Thing, they're kind of fucked. They're in the middle of Antarctica.
So they're gonna die regardless.
Yeah, no, they're all gonna die. But like, here's the thing: that's not what matters. What matters is if the Thing is killed. Because if the Thing is killed, then like the human race is saved. If it's not killed, someone's gonna go down there, gonna dig it up in the snow again, and it's gonna all happen again. Wait.
My interpretation of the ending was like, yeah, they were trying to build like the spaceship. Why didn't let the Thing just keep building the spaceship just to fly away?
Oh, yeah, Blair, right?
Yeah, who knows? See, that's actually an interesting point. You know, you could have done that, but like,
what's the point of blowing it up?
Your way of thinking was not their way of thinking. They were thinking, oh, this thing is probably gonna take over the rest of like the world with the spaceship. You know?
I guess, but like,
well, I think one of my main
I'm with you. I would take that shot. I'm fuck that. Like, I'll let it go.
When they find the original spaceship, how the hell do they know it's 100,000 years old?
I think the ice levels, if it's sunk, like how sunken in.
Yeah, but like,
dude, that's some
I don't know. That's a stretch. It's like movie logic or whatever.
Yeah.
But
bring some physics in this, Ciaffi. Yeah,
right.
I'll take one for this one.
No, but yeah, that confused me. Okay, also, the Thing being able to be like multiple entities. So like, how did it like transfer to different bodies or like?
It digested them.
It digested them.
You can,
so much shit happened off camera where I'm like, I want to see what happened.
Wait, no, you cannot.
No.
Whoa, there's so much shit that you see.
But I'm talking about what's the guy that was sitting next to Gary when he was tied up, when they were doing the blood test thing.
Yeah,
like you didn't see the Thing take.
Well, the thing is,
hold of him.
You see the guy.
Yeah, but that's the guy in the beginning. There's a scene fairly early in the beginning where the dog walks into like an office and you see like a silhouette of a shadow, but you're not sure who it is. I think it's that guy. I think it was the guy like tied up to the chest.
I never thought of that.
You know, and it's hard to keep track on who's who and who is like. So like it gets to the point where it's like impossible to like figure out who is this at this time and who is that at that time. You know.
Well, there's that one scene where the guy who looks like Louis C.K. when he gets digested by.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
And then that one guy, Hyde. Well, what was his name in the movie?
Hyde, the guy who gets locked up.
He looks like Hyde from
Dude.
the 70s show.
He does.
I love his line. He's like,
"Have you seen Fuchs?" "I don't want to stay out here anymore. I want to come back inside."
It's so funny.
I think my favorite line was by Gary. Do you know Gary? And then he goes,
"I'd rather not spend the rest of this winter tied to this fucking couch."
Like I fucking love that.
Well, great.
The thing is also it's like a moral thing because that one dog keeper, what was his name?
Oh shit! Yeah, he literally killed
shot
him
in the head, and he was not.
He was not the guy, but like honestly, like what the fuck are you doing though? That guy has a gun.
Yeah, no, he deserved it.
You know, and it's not like I feel like the Thing. If the Thing was like it would not use a gun. You know, it would not use a
Exactly.
gun. So like that guy's clearly
No,
like
because
He had a knife. And
yeah, a
there's no-
scalpel,
Yeah,
a scalpel or whatever.
yeah.
when Mac was holding the dynamite and then he fell and then the other guy ended up becoming the thing because like he
What do you mean fell?
when Mac had the dynamite and like they had him all cornered and then he fell and then that dude passed out. Do you remember? The thing about the thing is that they didn't really introduce the characters real well. I'm talking about this guy.
Oh, he died from a heart attack.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Well, no, that's the guy who had he was the thing.
yeah,
The
he
guy's
was the
hand
thing.
got shot- the one
No,
doctor's hand
because
got
we were
chopped
talking
off.
about like the gun and the thing not using the gun. When they were trying to figure out who would use the gun,
Yeah.
they asked that guy. They asked Vance Norris,
Mhm.
and he immediately said no.
Yeah.
And I'm like that kind of gave a glimpse. Like I was just like I want to rewatch the movie so I can just see like
See, that's what makes a great movie. It's such a
little-
good rewatchable
little
movie.
foreshadows to show you who was the thing.
See,
you
I
know?
feel the same way about albums because there's so many albums that I've listened to once,
Mm-hmm.
and it was like it's okay, but then I re-listen to it over and over again, and it just gets better.
Dude, you listen to Weezer, bro.
But I listen to a lot.
Hey, the Blue Album's
Blue
fire.
Album's pretty fire.
It is fire. It's fire. But this is a music podcast.
No, I'm just saying,
This
like,
isn't-
it's one of those movies I think if you rewatch it, it gets better.
Yeah. We were talking about the ending, right? Like, what we were
Oh
talking
yeah.
about the
Did you
ending.
think the thing is still alive or?
Well, when the one guy, I forget his name, was like, "Oh, I saw Blair running. I wanted to go chase him." That was some bullshit because
Yeah.
his Blair was the thing. I think the entire time, or at least most
Right.
of the time, and he suffocated
No,
that one guy.
I for sure think he's the thing. There's no
Yeah.
way he's not. Like.
Is it even possible to kill a thing? Do you think like
Well, the fire.
Do you
The
think
fire
the
kills
fire-
him. I
yeah.
think the fire kills him.
you think it kills him? But like there's this like alien entity. You think
Well,
like,
it seems like it kills him, doesn't it? Like
Yeah.
it doesn't move anymore once you burn it.
mm-hmm.
I think it does.
Or like is it
And
just
and I feel
he's-
like the Norwegians discovered that too. You know, that's why they
Well,
want
but
to.
if they discovered it, then why were the guys shooting it?
I feel like that's why they had the grenade.
Oh yeah.
Maybe it would
Oh,
it would
yeah.
help if they had a
Dude.
flamethrower,
Well,
but like
also-
Kurt Russell did. You know,
That grenade looked like a flashbang, not
Oh.
even a grenade.
another trick. What? Wait, what?
You know, like when he had the grenade.
Yeah.
It looked like a grenade. It was like I thought it was like a flashbang,
Oh,
or like one of those like
what you know
smoke
about
grenades.
grenades? What you know about
Nothing,
grenades?
but I'm just
Absolutely
saying from like my experience of playing COD all my life.
Yeah,
Yeah.
true,
It
true,
didn't
true,
look like a
true.
grenade. It looked like a flashbang.
what would you rate the thing? Just out of 10, just a
Can we
general.
use decimals?
No, I'm gonna stick you to a solid number.
I'd give it a 7.5 out of 10.
I just said no decimals. You gotta stick to a number.
I'll go 8. See, I thought it was really good, and for me, giving a movie higher
Than an
higher
8?
8 is really good. I thought it was really good though. I really
Oh, it
was.
was really
Like,
good.
I know some people's rating system might be different.
Yeah,
But
skewed.
for me, an 8 is good, really good.
I lean more towards 7. Yeah.
How about you?
7?
How about
It's
you?
All right, I
interesting.
respect that. I
It's
respect.
interesting. It's
It's
interesting.
a 10 out of 10 for
10
me.
out of 10?
This movie is perfect.
Are you just
like-
generous with your rating?
No.
That's very generous.
That's not what's generous about
Well,
it?
see, the
What
thing
is
is
what is the
generous.
problem with this movie?
No,
Name
so-
a problem with this movie.
I feel like it's a
slow
little
pacing,
like,
lack of music.
I feel
and-
like
Lack of. We just
No,
discussed
music-
the music.
see,
What the
music
music
was
is one of the
not that
best
good.
things. So the music was done by Academy Award winner Ennio Morricone, who came up with a little music score you might have heard of. Which makes his choice as a composer kind of an unorthodox one. Not to mention that Carpenter usually scores his films. Probably a studio decision, if I had to guess. Anyways, what makes this even more interesting is that Tarantino got Ennio to compose, you guessed it, The Hateful Eight. What made you pick it, by the way? I'm
Well,
curious.
Galo picked it.
You were
I,
talking about
um,
like Psycho, but like what made you actually pick?
We
Galo
had a
picked it,
we had a
um,
co- we had
Yeah.
a conversation previously about the thing and how it related to Among Us. I was also a big fan of Clue, the board game, like figuring out who the murderer was. So I always
So you
liked
knew the premise of this movie.
Yeah, oh, yeah, I
before.
already knew the
Imagine
premise
not
of it.
knowing the premise of this movie going into it.
we haven't mentioned the VFX yet.
Oh, that's
How-
true.
how
By the way,
amazing they are.
made by a 22-year-old. Think
Really?
about that. Yes.
Literally,
No
basically
way.
our
Yeah.
age. That's crazy.
Let me say I forgot his name. I
That
gotta-
is my age.
Well, yeah,
Holy
he's
shit,
22, yeah,
dude.
he's
That's
22.
crazy.
No, but like I think for 82, it was great. Like like yeah, like now it looks old, but I bet
No, it still looks great.
It
It
looks
looks
great.
like guts. It looks gross. It looks out of this world.
it's 40
It
years
looks
old. It's
real.
great.
You can touch it. Like it.
No.
Rather have that than shitty CG.
By far, my favorite practical effect or whatever it is of the movie was when the scientist was doing the defibrillator.
Rob Botton, by the way, that guy. Rob Botton. Shout out Rob Botton.
Shout out Rob
Wait,
Botton.
wasn't that Rob Botton?
The makeup guy.
When they were doing a defibrillator and like he did it like a third or second time, and his hands go through the stomach and gets like his hands chopped off.
Clear.
His head falls off and it's like green and it's gross. It's
Spider.
Oh my God. Yeah.
I forgot,
Yeah.
dude. When Hyde gets like his head eaten
Oh
by
my
the
God.
fucking the thing, dude. Oh my God.
I think the
love that.
scariest moment to me, like the most effective scare, is when I forget who, but I think it's no, I don't think it's Hyde, but it's one of the earlier scenes where Kurt Russell sees a guy running outside, and he chases him down. And he's like mid form. Yeah, so that was the thing. 1982. I want to say one other thing. It flopped at the movie theaters when it
Really?
came out.
That's
Figures.
surprised honestly.
Figures.
It
Figures.
opened with Blade Runner. Both of them flopped. 2 flops.
See, if we chose Blade Runner, I prefer the movie a lot more than this movie.
I love Blade
Me
Runner.
too, it's
I don't.
so good.
I honestly prefer this movie over Blade Runner, but
Guess
They're
what?
both
I love
great.
on June 25th, both The Thing and Blade Runner opened to poor box office results. Blade Runner faring a bit better, opening behind E.T. on its third week at number 2, grossing $6.1 million on its opening weekend. The Thing, though, is way down at number 8, right below Poltergeist on its 4th weekend, making $3.1 million. And in the end, The Thing made $19 million, and was considered a flop by the studio. It's a very cynical movie, and also it came out 3 weekends after E.T., and that basically like
E.T. was amazing.
that basically like destroyed all the box office that summer and kind of took over the world.
E.T.
So
is great, but I feel like it's.
I love E.T.
Me too.
I
I feel
struggle.
like it's a very unrealistic alien movie. Do
Yeah.
you think aliens are gonna be
Yeah,
that
no, like it's a more it's
family
literally The Thing is literally the complete opposite of
Yeah.
The Thing. It's like a more
But I prefer that. I definitely do.
movie?
Prefer
I
that.
prefer this movie a lot more than E.T.
But maybe
it's
because
for
like
kids,
we're like
you know,
older,
like Steven
yeah.
Spielberg and shit like that. I understand
Yeah.
why it's the more
But
successful
even when I
film.
was younger, I wasn't the biggest fan of ET. I thought it was kind of a boring.
You have no
movie.
heart.
Not gonna lie. Not gonna
What?
lie.
Man, he phoned home and you don't give a shit.
Gremlins was a better movie than the fucking ET, bro.
I agree. I agree.
I disagree.
Well,
E.T.
Gremlins
is a
is
masterpiece. I saw that in theaters this
bro.
summer, and it was
Well,
great.
They've been
in
showing
IMAX.
old movies and I saw
Yeah.
Jaws in theaters.
Oh my
last
god, I saw
month,
Jaws
yeah.
in theaters
Oh,
too. It
really?
was
Yeah.
so good, man. It's like seeing it for the first time.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Have you guys been to Eldas?
What is that?
It's a place in Neptune that they have this eating challenge where you have to eat an entire pizza, but it's like kind of like a thin slice, and it's just like you just eat it's like a whole ass pizza just for you, and you get a shirt if you win.
Damn. Or do you go on like the Hall of Fame or something like that?
No, it's really
Damn.
easy. It's not that hard.
I remember the Bubba thing.
Oh, the
Remember
Bubba thing?
Yeah.
I need to rewatch Hatefully. I haven't seen that movie in a while.
It's a good one. It's on Netflix. What is that? What's that statue of?
That's Hots from My Hero. Because
My Hero?
yeah, Liz is a really big fan of that anime. It's good. I watch it with her.
They're mean. She's new.
There's this guy in my calculus class. I could talk to him for you.
And on April 30th,
We're gonna do something.
she's not going to take it anymore.
Love ya.
Mean Girls. Rated PG-13. They're coming April 30th.
Okay, so Mean Girls. Ryan, you chose this one.
Why?
I did.
Yeah.
It's it's a classic for me. It's a classic.
It's a classic.
Classic.
Guess what? For me, it was not a classic. You know why? Because I never watched it when I was a kid. So I feel like I miss out on a lot of the nostalgia that a lot of people have
Yeah,
while
but
watching this
you were a
movie.
kid around during this time, right? I mean, you know the movies, these
No.
type of movies.
No, I didn't hear about this movie until high school. And high school,
Wow, what?
It's one of the most iconic early 2000s teen movies.
Yeah, this was like Lindsay Lohan. Let's talk about Lindsay Lohan for a second. This is like the the height. This is it for her.
I mean-
Everything's downhill from here.
No,
yeah,
it's
she
not.
started Parent Trap.
This wasn't the hype for her.
Okay,
The Parent Trap was the hype for her. Everything was downhill ever since then.
I don't think I disagree.
I'm just saying that I feel like you see the SNL.
Yeah, Tina Fey.
Well, a lot of people like you have Tina Fey, Tim Meadows.
I think she read it. She wrote it, right?
Yeah.
Something like that.
Amy Poehler.
Amy Poehler. You have the girl who plays Katie, who was Lindsay Lohan's mom, was also on SNL. Forget her name.
Wow, I didn't realize how many alumni are like.
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah, it's like one SNL skit, but they put
But
it.
Tina Fey
to
didn't
entire
really do
movie
movies after
in
that.
her
She was
own
like in
words.
30 Rock, right?
No, yeah, she did 30 Rock after this, and then Amy Poehler did Parks and Rec.
All right. So what I loved about this movie is
Yeah,
how
what did you like?
2000s it was. You know, when it comes to the music, to the outfits.
Don't
like,
say the outfits. The outfits are ugly.
I
that's
love the
something,
outfits,
That's
bro.
something that could stay in that time, honestly. Because Lindsay Lohan has some questionable fits.
Well, it's just it's showing how in the beginning she's a home girl, a
Right.
homeschool girl, wearing like modest fits, and then as the movie progresses, she goes into like the slutty look.
Yeah, the plastics.
The plastics.
Let's talk about the plastics. Rachel McAdams, 27.
She's honestly
27 years old when she played this.
She's a very talented actress, Rachel McAdams.
Yes, and I don't know. I believe her as a high schooler. It's crazy.
Well,
that
no,
she's 27.
I saw somewhere that Amy Poehler, who played her mom, was only like 33 or
yeah.
something, so only like 6 years older than Rachel McAdams when the movie came out.
What I liked about how it opened the movie was the guy, the dad played the janitor from Scrubs. I don't know if you guys ever watched Scrubs, but I
I
love.
feel like that dad played a dad in like a bunch of movies.
No, he was.
Probably.
Have you seen The Middle? Like the show, The Middle.
The Middle? No.
He was also the dad in The Middle.
No, he's that guy.
Yeah.
The Principal wasn't he on SNL?
Yeah,
That's the
yeah,
one?
Tim Meadows.
He's in a bunch of comedy movies I've seen.
Yeah. There's a Mean
Yeah.
Girls sequel, and the only person that came back from the first one was Tim Meadows as the principal. That was it.
Really?
No one
Wow.
else is in that movie but him.
I mean,
I would not expect him to come back out of anyone. That's crazy.
yeah.
Not good though. So what would you give Mean Girls out of 10?
Well, see, for me, it's changed a lot because when I first watched, I've watched it so many times, and I used to think it was so funny, but when I watched it recently, it wasn't as funny as I remembered it. Like, I don't know why. I thought, either I just remembered it wrong or...
It's definitely a product of its time, in my opinion. I don't find it to be like a masterpiece or like not even on the level of like John Hughes movies. To be honest with you, I think those are better. I would put it on the level on like a 100 Days of Summer, not 100 Days of Summer. 10 Things I Hate. No. 10 Things I Hate. 10 Things I Hate. Yeah, all these.
Yeah,
very
that movie's good, though. I like that movie.
Yeah,
Heath
Heath Ledger. Yeah.
So just very late 90s, 2000s-esque movie.
Yeah, it's the same vibe. It's the tail end of that too, because like right after that you go into like Superbad and fucking more of the raunchier stuff.
Easy A.
Easy A, yeah, exactly. It's still sentimental to my heart though, you know.
In contrary to your guys' opinions, I did not want to watch this movie at all. I was
Yeah,
kind
and
of
they
begging
watched it.
Chaffee and Ethan, like when we're selecting movies of what to watch, I'm like, I did not want to watch another girls flick. This is boring. This is gonna be like The Notebook. But honestly,
Right.
it exceeded my expectations. And like this movie has just been talked about for so long, and it's just one of those that I just never got around to watching it. But finally, after watching it, I can appreciate, all the funny comedic. So I'm gonna give it a. For the sake of like the sound, like I like the songs, and then just like the appearance of like the scenery of the movie more than the thing.
What's your favorite song on the soundtrack? I don't remember one thing.
One way or
One
another.
way.
One way or
or
another.
another.
That's
But they played like 3 times,
They
though.
did play it 3 times. I think I like the opening song to the movie because like it really just like introduces you to what the rest of the movie is gonna be like. It's just 2000s in your face cheesiness. I'll give it a 8 out of 10. Better than the thing.
8.
Better
Whoa,
than the
okay.
All right.
Bold.
See,
bold.
it's a good movie. Not great, but I think Regina George, Rachel McAdams, probably one of the best high school actress performances in a high school movie. She's very complex, too, But I feel like that's what makes it more realistic.
How's she complex?
Well, because the way she
She
acts.
has her
She's
insecurities
very
and all that
fake,
stuff.
very I won't say dumb, but like very
It's
fake.
a developed characters because you get to see like what like her house life is and clearly like where she came from. It's honestly
Hold
like,
up. When fucking Rachel McAdams,
Okay.
right? Well, like
What about her?
she made it seem like
Honestly,
Lindsay,
she has the best career coming out of
Yeah.
this too. But go on
to make it seem like Lindsay Lohan wrote the book herself. Why? Like the easiest like solve that they could have done in this scenario was to see everyone's handwriting and compare the two. You know,
Right.
Because like you could easily identify if Lindsay
Yeah,
Lohan wrote it
yeah.
or not. You know.
Well, and the thing is, she blamed herself for it, but she only had been in this school for less than a year.
Let's get.
yeah.
Let's not forget she got hit by a bus and
Yeah.
still lived. So
No fiction, dude. Ciaffi, bring physics into that, man. I don't know, man.
I didn't get that far in physics, so
Rachel McAdams, I think she's the best part of this movie.
yeah.
Like
I like Tina Fey
but-
on this movie too.
Yeah, I wish she was in it more. Honestly,
I don't really know. I don't think I had a best memorable scene with Tina Fey, honestly. I think Amy Poehler carried it in like the comedy department
with the
because
tits?
when the dog breastfed from her titty, you know.
Oh, you sucker MCs ain't got nothing on me. From my grades to my lines, you can't touch Kevin G. I'm a mathlete. So nerd isn't bird, but forget what you heard. I'm like James Bond the Third. Shaking, not stirred. I'm Kevin the Poor. The G is silent when I sneak in your door. Make love to your woman on the bathroom floor. I don't play it like Shaggy. You'll know it was me. Cause the next time you see her, she'll be like, Kevin G.
Thank you, Kevin. That's enough.
Do you guys remember Kevin G?
I think
I thought he was so funny.
I think my favorite quote by him was like he was denying someone. I forget if it was Lindsay Lohan or something, and then he was like,
Janice, yeah.
He's like, I only date women of color. I'm like, that's what's up. That's what's up, Ken.
wait, he gets with
Janice.
Yeah, Janice.
Yeah.
By the way, in 2022, she would be the plastic around here. Let's be honest.
Absolutely, yeah.
Bro.
She would not be like the unpopular kid in class.
No.
And honestly,
Also,
she has the best style in this fucking film.
I agree.
for some reason in the 2000s, they made like emo chicks such like a hot thing to be, you know?
But I feel like this character specifically wasn't played off as like the hot interest.
Scum-sucking road whore. She ruined my life.
She's fabulous, but she's evil.
I'll be the first to say it. I'm not sure if I even am the first, but like, dude, the gay friend was so annoying.
Oh, Damien?
He was
You're
like
not
the
a fan?
He was like the Jar Jar Binks of this movie, where like
No
he was
purpose.
like he was for like the comedic
I feel like-
satire,
but
which
think
you
about it.
don't need in a
Consider-
movie.
Consider this. This was considered progressive.
It was progressive, but like at least make him funny, you know? Like don't give him all the shit lines and all the like, when like they're in the bathroom and then he chases the girl out.
Hey, get out of here.
Oh my god, Danny DeVito, I love your work.
Wasn't necessary and cheesy, you know? So like they definitely could have amped, like they didn't need the character.
He also looked like he was 30 years old.
He was just like
Yeah, he
the
did look
male.
old.
He was the male representation, I guess, in the movie. But I don't know. I didn't find him that funny. I didn't.
Oh,
Find
the
his jokes that
boyfriend
funny.
too.
Oh,
He
yeah,
was kinda-
yeah,
the
yeah.
boyfriend's the worst part.
The Zac Efron guy.
I do not remember a goddamn thing about this guy. Did he play football? Or did he play soccer?
Soccer.
I felt it was football.
Soccer.
Okay. Oh wait, he was in a football outfit in Halloween.
Yeah.
All right. Really underdeveloped. Who cares? Character.
Well, I
whatever.
mean,
I honestly, eye candy.
Well, yeah,
Let's
he
be
dated,
honest.
Yeah,
he
absolutely.
dated
Yeah.
Regina George. Then Regina cheated on him with a football player. And then his Katie, Lindsay Lohan, told him about it because they're trying to take down Regina. Oh, we never talked about that. We never talked about the whole plan to take
plot?
Regina. Yeah, the plot.
The plot. Okay, the plot is secondary. All you need to know is that like Lindsay Lohan wants to get revenge on these girls because
Yeah,
a mean girl told her
Yeah.
to.
But I feel like that highlights of what actually happens in real life. You know,
Yeah,
people
like
just
the-
get
yeah.
so into revenge
And
or-
alliances and like automatically hating someone just because someone else hates someone.
Mhm.
It does highlight high school in a pretty good way.
Yeah, people really just go full circle. You know, like I went in high school with some friends, and they really just cared mostly about popularity than friendship. You know, and who they're talking to, who they're hanging out with.
What would you give it, Kotafi? You still haven't given it a look.
I was thinking like a 6 or a 7.
I'll settle on a 6. I think it's a 6 out of 10.
I'll go 7 because
7?
It was good. It might be more nostalgic for me for anything else. 'Cause I've seen it so many times.
This movie is very trippy and very weird and very manic. Ryan, why'd you choose this movie?
I chose it because I had seen it a while ago. And I wanted to see it again. It's funny because you told us about the podcast.
Right.
And you said, oh, for the 3 shelves, like the popular movie, like the kind of mid-tier underrated movie.
Yeah.
And then the weird movie. And before you even sent the movies, like the options,
Yeah.
I thought of House.
Okay.
Even before you sent the options, I thought, I want to watch House.
Right.
But like, that was before you even sent the options. And then you sent the options, and I saw it was on there anyway.
How'd you find out about this movie?
So I found out about this movie from a little-known YouTuber named James Rolfe, or Cinemassacre.
Andrew, video game nerd.
Yeah. AVGN. He has, I don't know if he still does this, but he would do
Monster Madness.
Monster Madness. And I think it was Monster Madness X, like his 10th anniversary. And he had a theme for every day. And the theme for Wednesday was What the Fuck Wednesday. And this is one of the movies he talked about.
Cinemassacre's Monster Madness.
House. Wow. Just see the movie. I can't believe what I saw. Even after seeing it a second time, I still can't believe it.
What moments stand out? I know there's a lot.
Oh, I think
but
the
what moments stand
most
out?
iconic moment is the piano. When she goes in the piano.
Right.
And like she gets, like, I think it's melody gets all chopped up.
The one for me was when she's picking up the watermelon. I think it might be in Gorgeous Fantasy. And she's picking up the watermelon from the well. And the well ends up being Mac's head. And then Mac just eats her ass.
No, it was Fantasy because that's her name is Fantasy. They
No, I
think
think
she's
it's talking about-
fantasizing what's happening because they don't believe her.
Oh.
Right. Okay, that makes sense why they didn't believe her.
Snaps for that. Snaps for that, dude. Can we talk about how much Kung Fu carried this movie?
Dude, Kung Fu
was
carried this movie.
Anything bad that ever happened, Kung Fu, dude, like her little like sound would go off like. And she's like, all right, let me beat some fucking ass. So the fact that she didn't make it all the way to the end, you know?
She made it pretty far.
She made it far, dude. And then
like
her other half of her body was able to kill the cat or like whatever.
Yeah, her feet.
Well, it didn't even like kill like the cat, I guess, because like my favorite character is Kung Fu because like, dude, while everyone else was being a dumbass and just like, terrified of the cat, you know, she was being
taking action.
You know?
My favorite character is
How she died? Didn't she die from like?
She went to go.
Yeah,
she went to go kick the cat. Yeah.
But my favorite character is Mr. Togo. The
the
teacher.
watermelon dude.
Yeah,
Oh.
he's the guy who's like driving, and you see his little misadventures like throughout the movie, like him
completely
falling.
forgot about that
and then
part.
he's just driving, and then he like he
And he
sees
just
one water-
dies. He
He
ends up
turns
just
into
dying.
he turns into bananas.
He did turn into bananas. Trying to figure out that metaphor. Whew. Another thing I liked about the movie is how we got to experience an Asian Spice Girls, you know?
Dude.
Because everyone was just like, we talked about it before, but everyone having like their own personality. You can pick which one was your favorite.
Yeah, instead of
which
Posh,
one was
Baby, Sports, Ginger, and Scary Spice, we had Mac, Sweet, Kung Fu, Melody,
Fantasy.
So what was your guys' favorite? Who was your guys' favorite?
I think
Ours
Melody,
is-
just because of the
piano scene.
That
Oh,
was good.
speaking of that song.
music.
Speaking of that song.
Yeah.
We discovered yesterday that song sounds a lot like Welcome to the Black Parade by My Chemical Romance.
Yeah, holy shit.
Yeah, no. According to our source, she did say that
They played it a
they
lot,
found
though, in the
inspiration from it, which was
Really?
crazy.
Yeah,
Really?
somehow we found out. I think Liz found it.
Wow.
That,
I don't doubt it. It's
how
a really weird movie. It's like a popular cult movie. So
But yeah, a little knowledge for there, you guys. If you guys didn't know, you
Damn.
know. I didn't realize because I watched this movie before because you showed
Yeah.
it to me. I didn't realize on the second time. I realized now on the second time watching around that they were all eating mac when they were eating the
Yeah.
watermelon because like she was
Yeah.
screaming from the watermelon was shaking, and I was like, that's crazy. Because I thought only the aunt
that's
had
why
the power.
the aunt had like
The
mouth in her-
eyeball,
the eyeball
yeah.
in her mouth.
I thought she only had the power to eat Mac, but not. Everyone was just like cannibalizing their friend, which
It's
is
a really dark
insane.
film if you think about it. It's crazy.
Well, I mean, when they were explaining about the aunt, like what she is. When Gorgeous was like the big head and the eyeball, she was like, "Oh, my aunt's been dead, but her body refuses to die because her husband, who died in World War II."
Do you think that's what the whole movie is? Is like her dying?
So I think she's dead, the aunt.
Okay.
But her body's still alive because she was promised by her husband that she'd know that died, that he would always come back. And her soul might have died, but her body hasn't given up. And I think when she eats the kid, she becomes a little younger. Right. You know how she's in the wheelchair?
Yeah.
And then they eat mac and she like starts standing.
Yeah.
And then when
she finally becomes like the younger woman at the end,
like,
too.
Every time someone gets eaten, she looks younger. She starts dancing. Like, she can use her legs more. Well, it shows the dad's girlfriend
showing up to the house.
Yeah. So she might be like the real villain of the whole movie. Not even the aunt.
Dad's girlfriend? I don't know. I feel like a Gorgeous just turns into her aunt. Like once they kill the aunt, Gorgeous just turns into her aunt. So she's the next person bringing all these unmarried women into the house to kill them.
Yeah.
You know, so the cycle just continues until like they finally get another one. Man, it's crazy.
Time passes on and I'm older. Sometimes I knew it passed me by.
I know I don't seem that enthusiastic about this movie, but like I've seen this movie like 10 times already, and I've shown it to so many people. I've showed it to you, so like obviously, 10 out of 10.
I do too find it a 10 out of 10.
Hard disagree.
Why though?
Why though?
Yes.
All right, guess what? This movie's good, but it's not a 10 out of 10. It's not perfect. It's 9 out of 10. It has its flaws.
Woo! 9 out of 10.
It has flaws with the editing. I feel like people only overhype this movie because of the artistic taste. But I think the artistic taste is just like the shit qualities.
No, you know what? You know what?
No. Because you artistic motherfuckers think that's the point.
I respect that 9 out of 10. That was way more than I thought he was gonna rate it.
Yeah, it was 9 out of 10. But like, I hate how
take it.
There will be a shitty quality movie made back in the day, and people are like, "Oh, that was for like the artistic taste." No, it was just
it was
bad
though.
quality.
There's no way. There's no way he does this on purpose. Can you?
When was this made? When was this made? This is the 80s, right? 70s, right?
Yes.
And then
the same year as Star Wars. Put that in perspective. The same year as the first Star Wars.
Guess what? Japan was like far behind whatever America was in the terms of movie quality.
It was shot in like 4:3.
Yeah.
Wait, for you, what's the 10 out of 10 movie? Like, what's the
One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest.
Okay, that's a great movie.
10 out of 10.
I honestly agree. I
haven't seen that movie in a while.
10 out of 10.
All right, put that on your next podcast list, bro.
I'll put it on the shelf.
Put it on the shelf.
But what makes that better than House though? Well,
fucking Jack Nicholson, first of all. I would have to watch the movie and then really get my thoughts together
I agree. I think
I get. You know what? He rated House better than Mean Girls and The Thing. So that is what I was not expecting.
Yeah. I like how unique House was, but doesn't deserve a 10 out of 10 in my book.
We never talk about the cat.
I like what they did though, because you know the cliche black cat, they made it an opposite cliche. Cat. Yeah, they made it a white cat. You know,
oh, you
white
should
cat.
See the DVD actually has a cool ass like.
Oh, is this the smiling cat? Like
yes,
the lips?
It's really fucking.
What
cool.
is that, Cheshire or something like that?
What?
The Cheshire cat?
Is that a Cheshire cat? I don't know.
No, it's
Cheshire cat is from Alice in Wonderland.
Yeah, well, that's
the
cat, purple one.
So I wonder if like you got inspiration from that. Is Alice in Wonderland older than that? I'm not sure. Because like they might take inspiration from that.
Yeah, that's true.
But like,
Alice in Wonderland. I mean, the book came out in the 1800s. But the movie
exactly.
The movie was the 50s.
This is how the cover of the thing looks like.
Because in the picture, I kind of noticed how they were kind of smiling hard.
Oh, also, there's one little thing I wanted to add. The movie was only made because Japanese studio Toho saw the box office performance of Jaws and basically told the director to make a movie just as successful. Weird, huh? Out of all the influences this movie might have had, I would have never guessed Spielberg. Out of all these movies, what's the best performance?
Probably either Kurt Russell or the doctor that played Blair. The one that was going crazy and like had the axe and was destroyed the helicopter, destroyed all the medical equipment.
Look for Kurt. What did you just say? Like,
Oh, look out for Clark.
Let me say my first, like, my 3 favorite from all the movies. Okay, so
Alright.
the aunt in
Okay.
House. And then, yeah, Rachel McAdams, I guess, and fucking Mean Girls. Yeah. And then I want to say the guy who had my favorite quote, Gary, in, what's it called?
The Thing?
The Thing, yeah. I did like...
That's fucking couch.
Yeah, literally. That, out of everyone. Gary played a solid job. Whoever that actor is, shout out you. Gary, you did a great job. You delivered your lines amazing. You're probably not live anymore, so you can't even hear this.
He probably, yeah, I mean, it's possible.
There's a chance.
We're going to get this man's name. How do you say that?
Moffat?
Moffat?
Let me see.
Donald Moffat.
Donald Moffat, bro. You fucking killed it, bro.
Passed away in 2018.
RP.
God damn it.
Hope he's doing well.
87.
Yeah, nah.
He's in the Popeye movie. Rachel McAdams wins it for me. I think that's the most memorable performance out of all of them. I love Kurt Russell. He's a runner-up, but he had a nice sombrero in that movie. Best needle drop, so best song.
Probably either House or...
Yeah, because The Thing didn't have any, so...
Not really,
It had Superstition.
Knowles, will you turn that crap down? I'm trying to get some sleep. I was shot today.
Best needle drop, in my opinion, it was The Piano.
Or Jingle Bell Rock.
What a bright time, it's the right time to rock the night away. Jingle bell time is the swell time to go riding in a one-horse sleigh.
Not better than Black Parade, bro. You can't get a better song than the melody to Black Parade. No, are you talking about like when the cat was like meow 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 meow? Like when they were singing
that part was weird. I forgot about that part. Yeah,
that was also a banger. I'll put that above My Chemical Romance because
the cat version.
Yeah, you can't beat a fucking cat, man.
Yeah.
You know?
You keep one, the rest could erase from history.
The rest that you can erase from history.
Yes.
House.
All right.
See, this is really hard because, like I said, Mean Girls is probably my least favorite.
2 are in one genre and 1 is in the other genre. You can't compare a comedy movie
Yeah,
to
but like this is why I'm saying it. One just gets the rest get erased from history. You only keep one.
So
that's what makes it hard.
Yeah, so we're just gonna get all the comedy movies out.
That's not true. That is not true. If it was super bad Thing and House, that would be a lot harder. It would be a lot harder.
Yeah, it would be a lot harder.
Are you kidding me?
I'll just say The Thing.
Why would you take The Thing?
I just think it's more iconic. Like House is really good. I love both, but I feel like The Thing is more iconic and it's probably better from like a learning film perspective.
Are you saying?
Because like The House, like what are you gonna learn from that?
All right, Ethan, balls in your court, buddy. Is it The Thing?
You know what I would love? An English dub of House.
It'd be even worse.
Oh God.
I'm gonna pick The Thing. I'm gonna pick The Thing because for basically the same reasons as Ciaffi, and just it's just the story is better. The story is better, and that comes first when it comes to films, in my opinion.
I respect that choice. I love Clue. I love
Among Us.
I love a little
Among Us,
exactly.
yeah.
I love a little mystery.
And like think of what it inspired too.
I had survived my first 3-way calling attack.
And you have just survived another episode of the 3 Shelf Podcast.